Energy! Welcome to the show, everybody!
It's a Taboo Tater Tots Club podcast. Fuck you.
Where we talk about anything that interests us, whether it be politics, the doctor, or just generalized politics.
Ow.
Yes. So how are you doing tonight, Nick?
Not really tonight. It's what, like 7?
7:30.
I mean, it got dark like 3 hours ago, so like, might as well be tonight.
Like, is tonight or night determined by the level of light, or is it like a state of mind, or like what is it? How...
In my dark, emo soul, it is always night.
Sure, but like, what determines as a society what night is?
I don't know.
Or is it when the sun is no longer visible?
I don't know.
Okay. How are you doing? Oh boy.
I'm okay.
That is not what I was expecting.
I'm alright. I got a lot of shit done last night. Me and my wife moved a bunch of stuff around and got rid of a desk. We moved a bunch of shelves and desks around, and we're trying to make room for my brother-in-law so he can stay with us for a month, because he's like in college, and they're like, hey, you can't be here for the holidays, which is really weird. And he doesn't want to go back to Arizona, to where he was living with some uncles of his, I suppose. And he's like, hey, I want to spend time with family that I only get to see like for 20 minutes every 6 months. We're like, yeah, we can do that. You can stay at our place. And possibly another person in the family's place that's around the same area. Besides, it's a hell of a lot cheaper getting to Boise via Greyhound bus, and then us picking him up in Boise and bringing him down here, than it is for him to go from, I think it's called Eugene Bay in Washington. I think that's what it's called. Going from there all the way down to Phoenix, where he was living. So
that explains why he doesn't want to go live with his uncles.
Other extenuating circumstances to that, but yes, that is one reason.
Phoenix has a lot of drug activity, a lot of gang activity, and really just not nice people.
And it's hot. It's fucking hot.
Did you think that's what I was talking about?
No.
Oh. Okay then.
Anyway, we're trying to make room for him in our media room, where we have like a bunch of books and comics and video games and movies and stuff, and things to facilitate those things, like a ginormous TV. And we have a PS2, we have a PS5, except the PS5 is in the bedroom. The only game console in the bedroom. We have an Xbox One, 360, and a Switch. And then
wait, hold on. You have another Xbox One?
Yes, it's my wife's. That one's mine.
Okay. Holy shit.
Yeah. And then here in the next 2 or 3 days we're going to be getting a Wii.
Wii.
Well, we already have a Wii, but that one's busted and we're trying to fix it. But an actual functioning Wii with GameCube compatibility. That's going to be coming in the next few days, so I'm kind of excited about that. Because I've never had a Wii.
Really?
Yeah, I've only ever messed with a Wii maybe 3 different times in my life. And then it wasn't for very long either.
I had a Wii later on in the Wii's life. God, it feels so weird to say Wii.
Yeah.
I never thought I would have that word coming out of my mouth. But when the Wii first came out, my ex-best friend, the tree fucker, had one, and he's a fat bitch. Like, even as a kid, he was a fat bitch. That is important for the story. I'm not just throwing that out there.
Okay.
So he had Wii Gym.
Wii Sports?
No. You like do yoga and shit. Wii Fit.
Wii Fit.
That's what it was.
Yes. I understand the importance of calling him a fat bitch now.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
You don't understand it yet.
All right.
His idea at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
A bunch of fucking 8-year-olds. We should have a healthy buffet and play Wii Fit.
Okay.
So he goes upstairs and raids the fridge. Mm-hmm. And then he comes down with, healthy shit. Carrots, celery, the type.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes back up and comes down with this big ass ham.
A ham? Like an entire ass ham, like a rump roast or something.
Yeah, just cut up and everything.
Oh.
And I was like, that's not healthy. And he goes, yeah, I know.
It's healthier than sucking shit through a tailpipe.
He goes, yeah, I know, but this is my snack.
Oh.
He legitimately said that to me.
You want to know? Okay. If you want to talk about fat bitch activity.
Big ass fucking ham. Mm-hmm. It's his fucking snack.
Mm-hmm. You want to know some fat bitch activity that I've done? And this is... Now, when I say this, you're going to have to believe me because this is the very first and only time I've ever done this. But in context, it makes it seem like I've done this multiple times. So, usually when I get a Tony's pizza, what I do is I cook it and then I fold it in half. So sometimes I put like Parmesan cheese on it, but I fold it in half.
I put hot sauce on it sometimes.
And I eat it like a taco. Sometimes I'll tear it in half so it's not so unruly and gross.
I'm right there with you though.
I do that a lot. And I still do that. However, one time when my cousin Gus came over, and he hardly ever came over. So I think like in total he came over to my place like maybe 20 times our entire lives. It was usually like me going over to his place or us meeting up somewhere. But like one time he came over to my place to hang out, and we didn't really know what we wanted to do, so we were just looking through, I think it was Netflix, some streaming service, but it was Brickleberry. That's what the show is called. It's like adult animation. And we were watching this, and I'm like, oh, do you want something to eat? He's like, yeah, sure. I'm like, okay, I have 2 frozen pizzas. Do you want half or do you want a whole one? He's like, I'll take a half one. So I cut one in half, and I cook it for him, and then I take a whole one because I am a fat bitch. But the fat bitch behavior in this story is not that I ate an entire frozen pizza. That is pretty normal for me.
Me too.
The fat bitch behavior of this was that I had heard from a friend that it's really good if you dip your pizza in nacho cheese, which isn't the fat bitch behavior. We haven't even gotten there yet. What I did, though,
I'm gonna have to fucking do that.
Yeah. What I did, though, was like, I don't want to just tear off pieces and then dunk it and then eat it like that. What I want to do is just smother the whole damn thing in nacho cheese. This is the fat bitch behavior. What I did was, instead of folding it up like this, I just kept it flat and cut it in fourths and then put the whole thing on my plate. But I didn't just drizzle it. I drowned this bitch in nacho cheese.
Just bowl, meat plate.
Now imagine, we were about this. I was a little bit bigger than him. He was a big dude too, but he wasn't as big as me. But just imagine you're sitting there watching this show.
Wait, hold on. How old were you when you did this?
Like maybe 16, 15.
Okay, so you were not. You knew better.
Yeah, I knew better. So imagine you're just sitting there watching this show, eating half of a frozen pizza while your cousin is sitting right next to you, eating a whole frozen pizza, just smothered, just all over her face, just dripping all over you, and there's so much cheese, and you just, and I could see out of the corner of his eye, like, holy shit, what the fuck? And after I was done, I was like,
What's up?
have you ever had pizza with nacho cheese? And I was like, can't say I have. And I'm like, this is the first time I've done this. And he's just like, mm-hmm. And I'm like, you don't believe me, do you? And he's like, nope. I'm like, I swear to God, this isn't a normal occurrence. And he's like, okay. And then after I was done eating, and after the episode ended, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go home. I bet you this dude was sitting there thinking, like, this is like a prey animal feasting upon a bloody carcass. I bet you that was his exact thought too. And I'm just all like,
I guarantee you his exact thought, at least at one point, was, now I remember why I don't come over here very much.
probably. Probably, yeah.
I regret life decisions.
Yeah.
So, but I gotta fucking try that now. Is it good?
It was good, but I was so fucking embarrassed I never did it after that.
Dude.
It was really fucking good.
Dude, fucking own it. You know, like, be embarrassed. Fucking jump off a cliff. Don't do that, but, you know, run down the street like, woo! Covered in nacho cheese and pizza sauce.
Oh my God.
You know,
no.
just fucking own that shit.
Shut the fuck up. No.
That's something I would do, though.
A couple other things that I've done the past week. I got to play more Spider-Man 2 for PS5. And that game, it's very rare, but it's happened twice in the 6 hours that I played it so far. Awful, terrible, horrible glitches. Two of them. One, actually no, three. One is a part where you're casually riding a bike with your friend Harry, and you're just, you know, just riding along, and there's going down this path, and then there's like a little, you know, like
not
this.
to cut you off, but I'm gonna black out.
Okay. We hit like a speed bump or something like that in the trail, and then what the fuck are you doing?
Don't worry about it. You'll
Okay.
find out soon enough.
Okay. Anyway, the front tire glitches into the ground, and then it just slowly starts into the ground until I'm like, Harry, help me! And then
That's why it's his mother's favorite bike.
Okay.
Because it vibrates.
Oh, I see. But I got myself unstuck. But the second glitch was I was just trying to find a good angle to look up so I can web zip to the top of a building, but I backed up into like a truck. And when I looked back down, because I'm like, psh, nothing is happening. Psh, why can't I move? And then I look around and I'm inside the truck. And I'm just like, I can't jump. And I'm just moving around, and then I'm like, okay, if this truck starts moving, because it's a busy road and there's traffic. Like once this truck starts moving, hopefully I will stay stuck on the ground, and the truck will just pass and I can move. No, I went along for the ride.
You got kidnapped.
Yeah, I got kidnapped.
Spider-Man got kidnapped.
There's two Spider-Men, Peter Parker and Miles Morales, and I was Miles, and I'm like, well, I hope to God I can switch to Peter and be okay, and I did that. And as the camera pans and then blacks out and then fades from black to Peter's face, I see Miles going, wait! Across the map into the out of bounds, and I'm like,
Bye.
Miles, are you okay? And then as soon as it switched back fully to Peter, I switched back to Miles, and he's just playing the drums or whatever in his apartment. And I'm like, where the fuck did you go? Are you this? Are you?
He went to
you
Guitar Center.
SW? Are you an SW creature?
He went to the Guitar Center.
Oh yeah. That's
Bought some drums.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the third glitch, I was also riding a different bike, but it was even worse because Peter's head was like this, and then the bike started sinking into the ground slowly, and then his head stayed and his neck stretched. It was kind of terrifying.
Sounds like a giraffe.
I'm a giraffe.
I love that video.
I'm sure there are other things that happened this week of note, but I can't think of any. So what you got there, friendo, palo, buddy, friend?
I'll get to that, but you have no idea about this. I have purposely kept it from you all day today.
You disgusting monster.
This is why I said we need to record today.
Oh, okay.
But first, and this is probably the best news I've gotten in years.
Okay.
So everybody knows by now that I'm on probation.
Yeah.
I found out recently.
He killed a hooker. Just kidding, he didn't.
No, my PO doesn't care about that.
Oh.
Trump's
America.
Next September 2025, I will be eligible for early release.
Oh.
Which
cool.
means I've only got a year and some odd months left on probation, and then I can get blackout drunk.
As long as you are a good boy.
So that was really good to find out. And that was Tuesday. Or Wednesday. Tuesday. What is today?
Wednesday.
So then it would have been yesterday.
Okay.
That doesn't seem right, but
no, today's Thursday. My bad.
Okay, then it was Tuesday.
Okay.
Monday, and this is where the really important part comes in. So Monday, I had a meeting with a doctor, a new doctor, who is local, fantastic doctor. Like legitimately, his nurse was like, "Okay, so what's wrong?" And I'm like, "Well, this, and this." And then the first thing he says when he walks in is, "Okay, so how does it feel when you do this?" So, that was nice. But I injured myself, as you know. I don't know if I ever shared it on podcast.
I don't know if you ever shared it with me.
I injured my wrists playing guitar.
Yeah, you've mentioned that.
Okay. Well, I've always said that it's tendonitis as a self-diagnosis. He doesn't think it's tendonitis. He doesn't think it's carpal tunnel. He thinks that there is fluid built in my wrists and pressing against the tendon.
Oh? Is it dumb bitch juice? Because that would explain a couple things.
Hey, I haven't got my monthly shot yet.
Okay.
My reserves are running low.
Okay.
So, and he really seemed to know what he was talking about, which is really hard to find nowadays. A doctor that knows his
doctor around here, or is it in Twin, or what?
Here.
Okay.
The doctor I was seeing before him was in Twin, and oh my god. Like, I was with him since, like, 2016.
Yeah.
Probably even before that.
Did you do this because I suggested that? Because I did.
Suggested what?
Be like, hey, dumbass, why are you going all the way the hell to Twin for a doctor when you can see one around here?
I always knew I could see one around here. But I had been with the same doctor for so long, it did not seem like a smart move at the time.
Oh. And
then he started not listening to me.
Oh.
When I told him about how I was having trouble with my wrists, way back when that first started, over 6 months ago, mind you.
Okay.
I know that because he pulled up the ER report. and that was 6 months ago.
Oh,
Yeah, so I've been dealing with the wrist issue for more than 6 months.
okay.
The doctor before him, I brought it up, and he essentially said just to sleep it off.
Okay.
6 months later, here we are. It's still fucking happening.
Yeah.
So I go to this new doctor, and I shit you not, and this is where I think it's cool.
Okay.
I shit you not. He was using a lot of guitarist terminology.
Oh.
And not like terminology that, someone who wants to pretend to be a guitarist uses. Like
Yes.
legitimate guitar terminology.
Mm-hmm.
So he either has some type or form of association with that, or he played or has played guitar in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Which made me trust him even more because, like, who knows more about injuries from the guitar than a doctor that plays guitar?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't see anyone. So he was like, okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get you some vitamin D, and we are gonna get you some braces for your wrists. And I don't think it's gonna solve the problem completely, but I think it's a good first step. And keep in mind, this was my first ever appointment with this guy.
Yeah.
And I left with these.
Mm-hmm. He just straight up gave them to you?
Yeah.
Oh. Cool.
So, I really do like this dog. Oh, and they seem to actually be working.
Oh.
That's the crazy part. They seem to be helping.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's into my excitement.
Okay.
I mean, I got new lights for the studio.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
I don't know if
I
they
remembered-
show on camera or not.
I remembered a thing that happened. I did get my raise. It wasn't as big as I wanted it to be, but I did get it.
Was it at least good?
I mean, it's 25 cents. I wanted 50, but, beggars can't really be choosers.
I mean, you can. It
I
just
could be
doesn't
like,
work out
hey,
very well.
Hey, Mr. Bossman, what the fuck? And he's gonna be like, hey, employee that I can fire, get out.
No one loves you.
Leave.
Um,
But yeah, with the raise and the overtime, I got like almost $1,100 in this last check. But unfortunately, this next check I'm not going to be getting even full time because I took an extra day off for my little vacation, so that's gonna suck. But other than that, is pretty good.
I'm just happy that I can put these on now.
Yeah.
Because I'm supposed to wear them when I sleep and throughout the day.
Oh.
So.
Yeah. That's cool. I'm happy for you. I hope that works a lot.
I mean, so far,
Ow.
like I said, it's working a treat.
Okay.
Like, my transition from G to E minor is almost as flawless as it was fucking 10 months ago. Estimating. I know you don't know.
10 months ago. Wow. Yeah, no. I've been working at my job for over a year now.
And
That's crazy.
And we've been doing this for 6 months now.
Yeah. In January.
Our first video has already hit 6 months.
Yeah. In January, I will have worked at this company with this job longer than I have any other job.
I would clap, but I have a drink.
Soda!
Yeah. That's a reference to Nick's channel. Go ahead and do your segue.
If you like Magic the Gathering, go ahead and hit up Lizards with the Most. That is where I do Magic the Gathering things, such as pricing and sorting and going through different Magic cards. I want to transition to mostly pre-sealed packs. That's going to be what is coming up through the pipe. I got a grand total of, I think it was 9 different kinds of booster packs that I got at a card shop in Twin. Shout out to Beckman's in Twin Falls, Idaho again.
Are you sure it's Beckman?
Yeah, it's Beckman's.
Or is it Beckett?
No, it's Beckman's.
I know. I was giving you shit.
And I also got a Lord of the Rings starter kit that I'm going to go through also, which I'm not too into Lord of the Rings, but it looked cool, so I'm going to get it. And gonna look through those, and it's going to be a great time. Also, probably after this episode goes up, there's going to be a 15-minute preview of me and Morgan actually playing Magic the Gathering. It's gonna be like, hey, this is what this is. Go check it out over on Lizards with the Most YouTube channel. The full, like 40-some minute video is going to be over there. So
it was actually really fun to do. Thanks for having me over to do that. Well, not over, but over to the other channel, I guess.
You're not welcome. I'm not gonna spoil it, but he's not welcome. Let's just say
he's
an amazing thing happened that I didn't like.
Yeah, and he's still very angry about it.
A little bit. Okay.
And that was like last week.
Yeah. After this recording, we'll probably play again, but we're probably not gonna actually record it. I'll just do it one-on-one.
I say, fuck it, let's record it.
No.
But what if something magical happens?
Then we can...
I'm gonna go tell them to shut up.
Okay. No. I'm wearing this thing. It's my wife's. The reason why I like it is 1, because it's super soft, 2, because it smells like my wife, and 3, because it's Boba Fett colors. That's pretty cool. So thank you. I didn't know what else to talk about or say.
Did you talk about how you're still so angry?
No.
That you spanked me and locked me in the basement again?
Shut the fuck up. Do you have anything else specific for this episode to talk about?
Yes, actually, I do. I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but I'm thinking it's either gonna be a big conversation or a big debate.
Okay. Here we go.
And it all starts with that.
Disinfecting wipes?
That.
Disinfecting wipes?
Read the container!
Let me see. This says disinfecting wipes.
Oh my lord. I swear I'm the only smart one on this channel. And that's depressing. Kills cold and flu virus.
Okay, Morgan, but what the fuck is that? It's a bottle. What's in it? Disinfecting wipes. What does it do? It disinfects while you wipe. Why are you booing me? I'm right.
I'm not boobing you.
Booing.
Oh, that is very different. Anyways, it kills cold and flu virus. Kills SARS-CoV-2
Okay.
virus, the cause of COVID-19.
Okay.
Does any of that sound weird to you?
Absolutely not. What do you mean?
Besides the scientific mumble jumble?
No.
How did we have a pandemic and have this during the pandemic, because I remember having stuff that is supposed to kill COVID-19.
No, you didn't. You had things that killed the leading causes of COVID-19. You did not have anything, not a single fucking thing that kills COVID-19, because that doesn't exist.
Exactly my point.
I don't. I don't
How
understand.
can we kill? How can we kill a virus when viruses don't ever actually die?
They do.
Go back to Scientology or biology.
I think you need to go back to biology.
I think you need to go back to birth canal.
Anything on this planet that lives can die.
Not viruses.
Yes, viruses.
You can only mitigate them.
So I think you are misunderstanding the definition of the word kill and eradicate. You cannot eradicate viruses. There will always be a certain amount of virus in your body. You can kill bugs, like single cells of a virus. But the entirety of the virus cannot die. You are correct.
Okay. So, really, it just comes down to the terminology.
No, it comes down to this precise definition of things.
The terminology being used, dumbass.
No, because kill and eradicate are two completely different things.
Yeah, kill is one person. Eradicate is an entire town.
Sure.
I'm charged with both.
Okay, so what about that doesn't make sense to you?
How did we have a fucking pandemic when we have shit that supposedly kills things that cause COVID? Which, by the way, I still believe COVID was made in a Chinese lab.
I do as well. However,
I just wanted to throw that out there.
okay. Because before the pandemic, we did not know specifically what got rid of or killed either the COVID virus or things that caused the COVID virus.
The Chinese.
Okay.
It's weird to me that 2022 years of the world existing, and we had never seen anything like it until that year.
Okay. It's because it was mutated. It was probably most likely. I don't want to spread misinformation, but most likely it was man-made. Henceforth, we've never seen anything like it.
That's exactly what I'm saying here.
Okay.
And I don't know. I think the Chinese were working with pharmaceutical companies, and I don't know what you would call disinfecting wipes, like dirt go awayers.
Disinfectants? Things that disinfects things?
My point is, I think they were all working together along with the government, and they were like, here's the cure, but you can't release it. You just use it in bullshit. Or this is what defeat... You see what I'm saying?
Maybe?
The person who made it would know how to defeat it.
Not necessarily.
Well, hopefully. Also, I'm pretty sure China had a very low rate of COVID cases. I might be wrong on that.
It might be cheating, but they had the highest number of infections in the entire world, mostly because that they also have the highest population in the entire world. But again, that's why I said it might be cheating, but no.
I was pulling that one just from my brain.
Mm-hmm.
I figured it was wrong. It didn't sound right to me, but
Yeah.
regardless, like, and you have to question yourself: does the Chinese government know about this lab?
It probably did. I don't know.
So, and what's funny is I got thinking about all of this when I was taking a shit and I saw that bottle.
Okay.
And this didn't go nearly as well as I had thought it would.
Okay. That's the end of the episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for coming out. I'm just kidding. No, it's not. But no, I can kind of understand where you're coming from, because it's like, oh, if there are things that kill the cause of COVID, how come we didn't have that before?
Yeah.
And it's mostly just because, like you said, we haven't seen anything like that before. We've had coronaviruses before. We've had SARS-CoV-2 or whatever it is before. And I think that a coronavirus is what caused the Spanish flu back in like the 1890s or whatever. But
if that's correct, that is interesting.
Yeah, like I said, we've had coronaviruses for forever. It's just the shape of the. You know why it's called a coronavirus?
No.
It's because it's in a specific class of viruses shaped like that, and that kind of looks like a crown. In Spanish, the crown is corona. So.
And why does the drink taste so bad?
Because it's piss water. All grain-based alcohol tastes like piss water.
It does. It really does. And
It's just how concentrated the piss is per water.
Yeah, like I will drink a bitch beer over a regular grain beer any day.
Yeah. But yeah, that's. God bless you, my child.
Thank you, Satan.
Anyway, yeah, that's it's interesting topic, I suppose.
I should have figured it wasn't really gonna go anywhere, considering I thought of it while I was taking a shit.
Yeah, and also considering that we both basically have almost the same view on the whole conspiracy of it all.
The depressing thing is, while the world was dealing with COVID-19, fucking Diddy was with Emma at 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, you want to hear some interesting stuff though?
Sure.
There was so many before.
I just want to say real quick, I really tried on that one.
That's fine.
I really thought it was gonna be good.
Okay.
And it wasn't, and I'm sorry.
It's okay. Hey, this next discussion might lead to somewhere cool. Because there were so many different people who were hopping on the conspiracy train before COVID hit the States. Because there were so many weird and I haven't looked into it, but probably unexplained to this day things that were happening, mostly in Asia. That were happening where we were just like, what the fuck is happening? Like, there was this guy, his name is Mr. Medicare. He did like at least 3 Corona-chan streams where the backdrop of the stream was like this cutesy little anime girl that had like her pigtails were in the shape of the actual virus.
Dude, that's awesome.
Her name was Corona-chan, and she was going to infect us all with her love.
Dude, that's so wholesome. Let me guess, they killed him.
Killed who?
The dude that did the thing with
the streams? No.
Yeah.
No, actually, he's the guy that I told you that has hyper cancer AIDS that breaks his back twice a day or whatever. But yeah, anyway.
Just wake up in the morning and like, well, my back's broken again. What's for breakfast?
Yeah, he back when he was semi-healthy, He did a bunch of different Corona streams, going over like, oh, this is what's happening. What's gonna happen? What really is this thing? So the first thing that came to my mind was that they had, they had opened up mobile like hospital shelters outside of actual hospitals.
And they weren't disinfecting properly.
No, it's worse than that.
Oh, no.
They were because the hospitals were so overfilled, right? The weird thing about these is one, the doors of these little mobile operation units for the hospitals were barred, like prison doors, and also they had like triple padlock things on the doors that were only, accessible to the outside. And so people were like, why are they shutting these people in? Why are they trying to contain this so hard? This isn't just a flu. And people were saying like, oh, this is some Resident Evil shit. Like, what if people like get infected and they die and then they come back?
I would like to know if anyone ever left any of those. That would be an interesting thing to look into.
Yeah.
Probably get you shot, but I'm willing to take that risk.
Okay.
Mainly because I don't have anything to live for.
Another thing that was really creepy that was happening in China is they were literally taking their pets, dogs, cats, mice, birds, whatever.
Cows.
No, because these were apartment complexes. Anyway, they were taking their pets and they were hucking them out of like 10, 20, 30, 40-story buildings.
I heard about that. And at the time I had Taco, and somebody told me that I needed to kill him. Straight to my face. Yeah, straight to my face.
Huh.
There was a fist in theirs.
Yeah.
To this day, I do not regret nothing.
You do not regret nothing?
I regret nothing.
There you go.
I can English.
And people were saying that the virus is zoophilic, which it is. It absolutely is.
I don't know what that means.
Well, that's the thing. People didn't know what the hell that means. People thought that the dog could get it, and then the dog could then spread it to another human, which isn't how that works. It can be transferred from a human to animal, and then that's it. The animal can get it. But the way that most other like just pet species of animals work, their systems work, they work completely different than human systems, and it's not nearly as bad as it is with humans. Like they get like sniffles and they hack up fluid like we do, but it's not like, oh, they're gonna actually hack up a lung and they're gonna die like a lot of humans.
It's not as concerning.
Yeah, but people thought that the animals could get it, and then the animals could spread it to other humans. So that's why they were hucking them out windows.
That's so cruel.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're not even gonna get into that. Never mind.
I mean, I understand the mindset, but at the same time, like, that's your family member. And if it's not your family member, don't get a fucking pet. Yeah. You don't deserve a fucking pet. If you're gonna kill an animal or advocate for killing animals, you don't deserve a fucking pet. Yeah. You deserve to die in Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah.
With Osama.
Also, the whole I had it and now I don't. There were some less developed nations, let's put it that way, who
Africa.
God damn it. God fucking damn it. Who they stopped using their cell phones and stopped playing games online because they thought that you could transfer it through the phone lines. Yeah, like the usage of online gaming platforms, and then also just cellular network activity in it wasn't even just Africa, it was other undeveloped nations.
Philippines.
that also saw a giant downtick in the usage of those types of things.
Not
So-
cup.
Cup.
Yeah, my African child.
Okay.
Cup.
All right.
He does a snuff
Moving on.
when he gets
Moving
sick
on.
with his AK-47.
Okay. You know what? We're just gonna end that there. Yeah, there's a lot of different conspiracies of what COVID was going to be, and then it's all like, oh, I wanted to die for 4 days, 5 days, but I didn't actually.
Yeah,
And then every time after that, it was like less and less and less.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. And like, you can't build an immunity to a virus. That is not how that works.
You can. You absolutely can. That's what vaccines are.
Vaccines cause autism, motherfucker. Just kidding.
But no, you can build up an immunity to it. You can't outright build an immunity to where you will never get affected by it again. But you can get it less of an effect over time.
Yes.
The more you get it.
Well, you will never be able to completely just...
Well, yes. 100% immunity is not...
Hell, anything
real thing.
above 60 is pushing it.
I don't know about that. All I know is...
Ow! Fridge!
All I know is that I've never gotten shingles or chickenpox or mumps or whooping cough or anything like that we get boosters for as babies and small children. I also know that it's a 50-50 toss-up to where if I get the flu shot once a year, if I get the flu shot, then it's a 50-50... No. If I don't get the flu shot, it is a 50-50 toss-up whether I get the flu or not at any given year. But if I do get the flu shot, it is like a 90% chance that I will get the flu. So...
Yeah, but like, at the same time, the flu shot makes it better than if you didn't.
Not for me. It's the same either way. I get so sick, so fucking sick. I tell you what,
that's what they say.
Every other year, I'd say, every other year that I get the flu, whether I get the shot or not, I shit myself. Because of how weak and achy and hurt I am, and I just don't either I'm too focused on being in abject horrible pain and ache and ick that I don't notice that I have to shit, and I will shit myself, or I will be so weak that I do not have the capacity to squeeze my sphincter to keep the floods back.
Question.
Uh-huh.
When does the auction start?
The auction?
Yeah.
For what?
Your shit?
Why would you want my shit?
I don't.
Okay.
I was doing a bit.
I don't understand the bit.
The bit is... I forgot.
Okay. Anyway, the most memorable...
What was I even talking about?
I don't know. The most memorable time that's ever happened is really super funny because I was living with a friend. Well, a friend of my ex-wife. And me and my ex-wife were just talking. And I was laying in bed. And she was playing some game. And we were just having fun. And we were like laughing. She said something that made me laugh. And I was just like, ha 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 ha, oh my god, I think I shit myself. And then she's like, ha 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 ha, what? And I reached back and just patted my butt gently. And I'm like, nope, I shit myself. And I got up like a crippled old man. And I changed myself and cleaned up myself as best as I could. And then I went to go lay down again, and I'm like, don't make me laugh. I'll try not to make you laugh. And then
wait, so she knows how to be funny? Did she ever know how to be nice?
Anyway, that's not even the funny part. The funny part is that after I cleaned myself up, I promptly shat myself again, like an hour later.
And when does the auction start for that?
Okay, whatever. What is the sickest that you've ever been?
It was definitely... Okay, wait. Physically sick or mentally?
I mean, you're always mentally sick, so like physically.
Actually, believe it or not, I am healthier than I used to be mentally.
That's fine. Doesn't mean you're not sick though.
I mean, yeah, but that doesn't mean you don't have feet. Ha! Proved your point. Wait, proved my point.
Physically sick. What is the worst you've ever been physically sick?
When I had COVID the first time around.
Yeah. So I didn't shit myself when I had COVID, but I did want to actually die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time.
Yeah, the first time. The second time, it was just a slightly more aggressive, like, cold.
Yeah.
It was, like, at least, like, twice as bad as a normal cold.
So, during the quarantine, I was staying with some friends.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, 3 of them.
Mm-hmm. In this hotel, right? Or a motel?
Yeah,
like yeah,
it was a motel. And we all worked retail at a big store. Fuck it, it's Walmart.
Uh-huh. Go ahead and tell the story. I'm gonna go get my phone.
It's on the counter. And I don't know how we made it as long as we did. I don't know how we made it as long as we did without not getting COVID. But when one of us had it, we all fucking got it. And it was so bad that I couldn't roll over to check my phone, which was 3 inches from my fucking arm. I just did not have the strength. I just did not have the strength to lift my arm up. I had to literally work myself up to go into the bathroom, which was 30 feet away. If that. And then the second time I got it, again, once one of us had it, we all had it. But for me, and I just think everybody else was just being a bitch. Mm. But for me, it was just like, yeah, this sucks, but at least I can move, you know, while everybody else is, and I'm just like,
okay.
And then they're making me do shit for them, and yeah.
Cut that part out.
Okay.
I
was
just
like, what the fuck
shifted
are we
the
doing?
camera. I just shifted the camera so that you can actually see my face when I'm looking at you.
Where'd you go?
Your mom.
Oh, hi.
But
I'm so glad I had directions.
Speaking of your mom, where are my fucking cards?
I would love to give you an answer, but she doesn't even have the answer at the moment.
But she's shipped them off?
No.
She hasn't shipped them off?
She was going to. She went to the post office and was about to ship them, only to realize it wasn't the box that she wanted to ship.
Okay.
And then the box got put in with. They just moved. And they moved into an actual house. For the past few years, they've been living in a trailer. It got mixed up with the moving boxes.
So she doesn't know where they are?
No.
Oh.
So,
well, tell her that if she hasn't sent them by the 30th, I will go to her house and take them from her. Because I'm going to be in Boise on the 30th.
She'd probably be like, if you can find him, help yourself.
No, don't tell her that.
She watches these. Some of these.
I will find you, and I will take your magic cards.
I have
a special set of skills. Skills that make hidden cards a nightmare for people. You are hiding the cards in the attic, are you not? I'm just kidding.
I have a particular set of skills. Making this donut disappear.
Yeah. I got a couple of things that I wanna bring to your attention, my friend. And they are in my thank you. They're in my favorites folder on TikTok.
Speaking of TikTok,
yes.
Be sure to check us out on TikTok. We have some funny fucking shit coming very, 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 very shortly.
Yes. So first of all, do you know who?
Probably not.
Do I know who Alex Jones is?
Yes.
He is the guy that,
listening to him.
No, you haven't.
Okay, then who?
He's
no
the
something
guy,
Rogan.
He's the guy who says, "I hate that they're putting chemicals in the water. They're turning the frickin' frogs gay."
Okay.
And he's also the guy that owns a 70 bajillion quadrillion dollars to the victims of the Sandy Hook shooting because of the slander or whatever. Libel that he made about them, about the conspiracy surrounding that shooting and stuff.
What conspiracy?
That it was like government agents. That there's not a single real person who had lost a loved one. That was all like CIA operatives and stuff like that. Anyway,
that's a fucking stretch.
Yeah, he owes like $1 quadrillion to these people. He will never be out of debt. He's going to be a slave, working his ass off trying to pay these people what they're owed through the legal system. He had to give up like 2 of his homes, like a bunch of his cars, a shit ton of his own personal money out of his own personal savings account, like stocks and bonds and stuff. He had to get rid of a fuck ton of things. And they also auctioned off his business, InfoWars, which is what he uses to get shit out to the public, to relay his conspiracy theories and peddle his
agenda,
energy supplements and different things, just whatever he can shill to people. That InfoWars is his business, and they recently auctioned it off, and the best possible people bought it. The most funniest thing that you could ever imagine happened. It is
Homer
so
Simpson?
goddamn funny. No, it's a company called The Onion. And The Onion is a parody site that makes fun of people like Alex Jones and Donald Trump and just anybody really in power. It's just a parody site. So they're literally going to crack a whip over his back and say, "Dance, monkey, or you shall perish." Because they can't fire him. Because no one will hire him, and he needs to make money. So they have to keep him employed, and they're just going to be like, watch as your entire life burns in front of you, while we make a mockery of you and your company day in and day out for the rest of your goddamn miserable life.
Okay, even I think that's a little bit harsh.
It is a little harsh, but still,
like, I get, he was being super disrespectful. But, like, that seems a little bit harsh.
A little.
Ruining someone's entire livelihood over...
It depends.
Words.
It depends on if he actually believed the things that he said, or if he was just pushing it to get clicks and get money. If he was just saying it, then yes, he absolutely deserves it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But if he actually believes it, then
you're literally pushing a retarded kid down the stairs.
Oh, is that what happened? That happened a lot.
Yeah.
But no, like, at that point, it would be First Amendment. what's left of First Amendment nowadays.
Well, that's the thing. The court ruled that it was not covered under the First Amendment, and it was labeled as like libel and.
How the fuck is that not covered under the First Amendment? I'm not defending that by any means. But the First Amendment gives us the right to freedom of speech.
Yes, but there are things that are not covered under freedom of speech, such as screaming fire in a crowded movie theater, or pushing shit that you know is not true to defame people, which is what the court found that he did.
Is that why the cops got called on me?
Probably.
Because I yelled fire in the movie theater?
I don't know. Anyway.
Constantly?
I don't know. Anyway.
But no, that is fucking bullshit. That it is not covered under the First Amendment.
It possibly is bullshit, yes.
As far as I'm concerned, anything you say in America is covered by the First Amendment. Technically, that's slander, but by all means, go for it.
But that's what the court found him to do, is slander. Whether it is slander or not, we can debate that, but that is what the court and a jury of his peers said that he did. They said that he committed slander and libel and those types of things, which are not free speech.
Okay, hang on. When you say a jury of his peers, you mean billionaires?
I have no idea. I don't know what the makeup of the jury pool was.
And I rest my case. Introducing Dora.
Okay.
The Explorer.
Anyway,
can you find where I give a fuck?
So, Joe Biden, sat down and had a talk with Trump.
I heard about that on the radio.
Yeah. Someone who is some sort of journalist, I'm assuming, after Trump had left and they were still talking to him and asking him questions. Well, actually, let me watch this. What exactly did she say? Okay, so she's asking President Biden, do you think you can get a hostage deal by the end of his term, but with like people in Gaza or whatever, with the Israel-Gaza thing? And he literally fires back with, do you think you can hit your head on that camera above you?
Wait, seriously?
Seriously. And then he just turns and goes, all right, anyway.
Dude, fucking Biden has recently become savage.
Yeah, he literally doesn't give a shit. He's like, I'm never coming back here. I'm going to a retirement home after this. Sayonara, motherfuckers.
But yeah, if you want to fucking put a billboard with my face on it, sure, go for it. Waste the fucking money. See if I care.
Okay.
And besides, I do care. There's this thing. It's called arson.
Yeah, but that's not legal.
It's covered by the First Amendment.
Arson is not covered by the First Amendment, you fucking moron.
Yes, it is, actually.
No, it's not, actually.
The First Amendment covers the act, or the First Amendment covers the right to freedom of speech. I am demonstrating my freedom of speech.
By lighting something on fire.
Not something, it's a billboard.
That is not freedom of speech. That is destruction of probably private property, probably disturbing the peace, and probably malicious intent to injury.
Okay, well, two of those things can be said for the person that put up the fucking billboard.
Absolutely not. I cannot.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
How?
Malicious intent to injury.
Uh-huh.
If they were to put up the billboard,
okay, maybe
stating what you say, people will come after me. Okay?
Okay.
Because of that fucking billboard.
Okay, maybe that one is true.
What was the other one?
I don't remember.
Me neither.
Okay.
Point is, I can do what the fuck I want to that billboard.
I mean, there will be consequences for it, but sure, you can do whatever the hell you want to anything, to anybody.
I pissed on a cop, and he didn't do shit.
Okay, but that doesn't make it not illegal.
Yeah, well, his stuffing was coming out too, so.
Pray tell, Mr. Morgan, what the fuck are you on about?
It was a teddy bear.
Oh, okay. Sure.
I dressed as a cop.
Okay.
I called him Officer Cuddles.
Okay.
As I was pissing on him.
Okay.
I was like, I'm sorry, Mr. Cuddles.
I pissed on my own car one time.
Same.
Would you like to know the context?
Not really.
Okay.
Is it important? Is it good?
Kind of.
Then yes, I would like to hear it.
So I was working at the tattoo shop doing piercings, and a buddy of mine came by and was like, hey, here's a sandwich. Let's eat a sandwich. I'm like, okay. So we had a sandwich outside, and I was literally just sitting on the hood of my car. I had a Buick at the time. It was a sedan.
The gold one, right?
Yeah. And,
See, I pay attention.
It was basically the one that... It looked almost exactly like the one that S usually drives. But I was sitting on the hood of it, and then he was like, resting a leg on the hood of it, and this old man, kind of a Karen, was just all like, hey, you kids, what are you doing in that car? And like sitting on it. He's like, is it yours? And I'm like, I don't know, is it? And I stand up and I take a piss on the hood. And then he just looks disgusted and runs away. And then my buddy, did I say my friend's actual name?
I don't think so. If you did, I'll bleep.
I might have. I don't know.
I don't think you did.
Please make sure that I did not.
I will.
Anyway,
quadruple check.
My friend, after I was done pissing on it, my friend just turned to me, because he turned away, of course. He was like, what the fuck, like, possessed you to do that? And I'm like, impotent rage. Against a male Karen, an old male Karen.
A Ken.
Yeah, and he's like, please don't ever do that again. At least not in front of me. And I'm like, you got it.
You went full fucking dog on his ass.
Yeah.
You marched your territory.
Yeah, he was just like, is this yours? I'm like, I don't know, is it? Proceeds to piss on it. If it wasn't before, it is now.
You walk up to a fucking car dealership. You're like, I want this one.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
Dude, Biden has gotten so fucking savage lately.
Yeah, he just doesn't give a fuck anymore.
Or maybe he's finally out from Kamala's thumb.
I don't know if Kamala has been seen since her concession speech. How much you want to bet she's spent the last couple of days just piss drunk? Just drunk off her ass, can't even walk.
We're at a KKK rally.
Why would she be at a KKK rally? Oh! Speaking of KKK, I have another bit of news that I know for a fact is true. They're opening the doors to Latinos, blacks, gays, and trans people to be able to be part of the KKK.
I'm assuming they do different shit nowadays.
They still do like rallies and like public, not executions, public displays of like
Beatings.
No, I don't remember what exactly you call it, but they still do like anti or pro-white, anti anything else stuff. I mean, Coeur d'Alene still exists. If you don't know, Coeur d'Alene is a place up north in Idaho that is... You cannot huck a stone without hitting a Nazi there. A neo-Nazi or a KKK member. It is the racist capital of the Northwest. Maybe even the North. I don't know.
I knew a girl from Coeur d'Alene, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Super sweet. Had narcolepsy narcolepsy.
Where she randomly falls asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
Narcoleptic.
Yeah. So, and she was super sweet. Wasn't part of the KKK. Wasn't a neo-Nazi. Just born at the wrong place.
Okay.
So, you saying, Coeur d'Alene is only neo-Nazis isn't necessarily...
I didn't say that. I said that you can't huck a stone without hitting someone like that.
Oh.
Meaning not everybody, but a fucking lot.
And I had the biggest fucking crush on her too, but she turned out to be lesbian, and I was just like, well, fuck me.
Did I ever tell you that I dated a lesbian? I think I've mentioned this, maybe. There was a girl, and she
Is Alex cool with you talking about this?
I have no idea, and if she doesn't, fuck her.
That's your job!
It was in high school, so I honestly don't think that she would have an issue with it. I don't care.
Honestly, if she's gonna hold something from fucking high school.
Yeah.
Almost 20 years ago now.
Uh-huh. Actually, I've done 2 different things with 2 different lesbians, and I'll tell you. First one was in high school. This girl was questioning whether she was a lesbian or not, and I'm like, well, I think you are very pretty, and I like you, and I would like to date you, and if you think that you don't want to be with me because I'm a guy, just let me know, and we can end it. And she's like, okay. We dated for like 3 days. I hung out with her at her place for a few hours one day, and then the next day, she's like, I think I'm into girls, and I'm like, okay. That hurts a little bit, but that's okay.
Show up to school next day just wearing tits.
Okay. The other time I did something with a lesbian was with the cousin of my ex-wife. She actually told me basically the same thing, or us, me and my ex-wife. She was like, I don't know if I'm a lesbian or not. And actually, it was my ex-wife that brought it up, and she's all like, well, if you are comfortable with it, because I know that, Nick is my husband and de facto your cousin-in-law, but if you are comfortable with it, and she like kind of like told me before she said anything. I was like, yeah, I would be okay with that. So she's like, if you're comfortable with it, Nick can finger bang you. And if you like it, then you're probably not completely lesbian. But if you hate it, then you probably are completely lesbian.
The logic there does not check out in the fucking slightest.
Nope. And she knew that I liked her cousin, too. I had told her when I was drunk. I think I remember exactly what I said. I was all like, if I wasn't married to you, you got a really hot cousin. but like, I'm not gonna do anything, cause I love you.
That was a mistake.
I don't love her. I love you. Yeah, it was a mistake. But anyway.
Yeah, saying those 3 words.
Yeah, but I did. I finger banged her cousin, and she was like, you know what? I liked that, except for the fact that you were married to my cousin. And I'm like, understandable. And she's like, you did a really good job. However, you are my cousin's husband, and that is the part I didn't like. And so I'm like, okay, so you're probably bi. And she's like, yeah, I think I'm bi. And a little bit of a continuation of that story is that I hooked her up with a friend of mine. Let's call him Jason. That's, I've called him Jason, whatever. And she said that she didn't like it because he had trouble keeping it hard, which I'm like, that's my best friend. Thank you for telling me that. But also his dick smelled like carrots. What? And the next day, I probably shouldn't have, because he almost socked me in the mouth. The next day, I was like, hey, carrot dick, what's up? And he's like, what? I was like, yeah, she told me that your dick smelled like carrots. And he's like, she said that she wouldn't tell anybody. Like, are you genuinely sad?
Wait, he knew? He fucking knew? Hold on.
I mean, I don't think he knew for himself, but I'm sure she probably mentioned it. Like, why does your dick smell like carrots?
I fucked a rabbit earlier.
Oh my god. Yeah.
He fucking knew?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Like I said, I'm sure he didn't know for himself, but I'm sure she said something to him.
He's like in his bedroom in the middle of the night trying to...
No, he's just like sitting there because he was a stoner. He was probably sitting there smoking a joint, being like, carrots? What?
What are those?
No, he's probably like just. I smell like carrots.
That story should be illegal to tell.
Yeah.
My fucking abs hurt.
Yeah. I've had 2 experiences with. Well, actually. Yeah. After she tried banging my friend, she was like, "I think I'm gonna stick to women. Like, even if I do have romantic feelings for a guy, then we'll go from there. But for now, I'm just gonna stick with women." I'm like, okay, cool.
Pick one or the other. We all suck.
Yeah. I actually did something.
You want to know what's fucked up?
Huh.
So the girl in Coeur d'Alene, we'll call her Charlie.
Okay.
I couldn't think of another C name.
Good luck, Charlie.
I loved that show.
Yeah, you got it. Anyway, what about her?
She started dating another girl who I also happened to have a crush on.
Oh.
But that was fucking hopeless from the get-go because I knew she was a lesbian.
Oh.
And Charlie was bi. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I have a chance. They started dating each other. Do you know how much that fucking hurts?
You want to know something that feels even worse than that?
I bet I can top it.
I had 2 cousins. One was, we'll call. What's a girl's J name?
Jennifer.
Jennifer. We'll call her Jennifer. Jennifer's my cousin.
Jennifer, Judy, Jerome.
And then I had another cousin. Let's call him George. And they started dating each other because they were on opposite sides of the family. Jessica was on my mom's side of the family, and George was on my dad's side of the family. So technically, they weren't related to each other except for through like my mom and dad being married. So like technically they weren't related, but they started dating, and every single time I saw them holding hands or kissing or whatever, I was all like, that is so goddamn weird, I hate it.
Oh, so I have something even worse. So I went to high school in Rigby. That was one of the places I went to high school. Rigby, Idaho. At the time, it was a small town. It's grown a lot. But I digress.
Like,
in one of my classes, the kids were talking, and the teacher's like, shut up. And the teacher's like, what's the big deal? And the kid and this girl had kissed for the first time, and then found out the next day that they were cousins.
I got something to top that.
Hang on, I'm not done. Because then the teacher goes on to share, a couple of years ago, I had a couple just like you. Except for, she got pregnant.
Oh. Okay.
and went through with the pregnancy. So somewhere in the state of Idaho, there is probably a 7-year-old by now.
Mm-hmm.
That is an incest child.
I mean, there's a lot of that around here, bro.
I know, but like, I was in fucking high school.
Yeah. You want to know what I did?
Hmm.
So there's this girl. We'll call her
Gertrude.
Abby. Abby. Let's call her Abby.
You're welcome.
My friend Kevin was dating this girl, Abby. And he was like, this bitch is crazy. I don't want anything to do with her. In the group chat with all of my friends, he was like, what do I do? And they're like, hey, Nick is desperate for some puss. Throw her at him. And he's like, well, I don't want to be a dick. And I'm like, no, please give it to me. I was like 15 maybe. So I was a horny little teenager. I'm like, give me the crazy pussy. I don't care. Give it to me. And long story short, she was fucking crazy. But we had started talking and we were getting along.
Wait,
and
she was fucking crazy or crazy while fucking?
Well, I don't know, but the second part, because I never got that far, because I'll tell you why.
Oh, okay.
Thank God. We started talking, we hit it off, we had one single date at a movie theater. Don't even remember what movie we saw, but we were trying to plan.
Probably Cape shit.
I don't know. But I was trying to plan a second date, and we had decided to go to Dairy Queen because she lived near there, and I was like, okay, let's do it this date. And then the day got closer and closer. And then my mom came to me and she said, hey, there's a family reunion on this date. And I will say that my mom's side of the family's name is Sanchez. It's really not, but let's just say that. And
Your dad's side of the family is Gutierrez.
sure. But I'm like, okay, Sanchez family reunion on this day. I'm like, oh, that's the day I was supposed to go to Dairy Queen with Abby. So I call her. I'm like, hey, we need to reschedule that. She's like, yeah, I need to reschedule too. I'm like, oh yeah, there's a family reunion up in the hills in this specific place. And she's like, really? Because I have a family reunion that sprung up too, and it's in the same place. I'm like, yeah, it's a Sanchez family reunion. And she's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to the Sanchez family reunion. I'm like, oh, very cool. Let's never talk about this again. And she's like, okay, bye. And we literally never talked out again after that, except for I met her up in a party when I was like 18 or 19. But
hey, how's things? Remember that time we almost slept together?
No. It was actually kind of funny because she arrived a little bit late to the party, and again, Jason brought me to this party, which he brought me to almost every party that I've been to. Which is funny because we stopped talking to each other because he didn't want to hang out with me unless alcohol was involved. Anyway, I went to the party with Jason, and we were hanging out.
I can understand that sentiment. You are a lot to handle.
You're joking, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because that is actually a really soft, weak spot.
No, that was a legitimate joke. I swear.
I still...
I apologize.
It bothers me a lot.
Then I apologize.
Okay,
I didn't know.
Thank you. Anyway,
and I am truly sorry.
It's okay. So I go to the party, have some fun. I'm not quite drunk yet. I'm starting to feel it, and then she shows up, and I'm like, Jason, you remember that girl that Kevin dropped on me and I dated for a little while and stopped talking to? He's like, yeah. I'm like, that's her. He's like, oh, okay. Do you want to try to avoid her? Like, yeah, if you can, if she gets close, like, tell me and I'll like dip or whatever. Like, okay. And party goes on. I actually do get drunk, and I don't remember hardly any of what happened after. Like, I started drinking Jack because I brought some bitch beers, but I started drinking Jack because somebody broke it out. I was like, hey, who wants some whiskey? And I'm like, hey. After I started drinking that, after a while, I don't remember a whole lot, but I do remember talking to her because I was outside. I was smoking my vape because they didn't want any smoking or vaping inside the house.
Which,
And,
fine.
Yeah. And she comes over towards me, talking to her friends that were right next to me. And I was like, hey, what's up? And she's like, hey. I'm like, do you remember me? She's like, yeah, I remember you. I'm like, cool.
Great talk.
And she's like, yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna go inside and drink some more. And she's like, you do that.
I mean, like, you would think after all that time, you guys would be able to move past that and at least hold a fucking conversation.
Well, there was some hardships that we had that I still am a little bit upset about. Besides just the family reunion thing.
Wait, so how close family-wise were you?
So she is the daughter of a man who is I think he is the stepson of an uncle of mine who is the married in, so like, brother-in-law of my grandfather. So not horribly related, like very tangentially related, not by blood or anything, but like still.
I feel like I need a fucking chart just to follow that.
So my grandfather.
No, don't try to explain it to me again. I'm just gonna get more confused.
Okay.
Which, by the way, how is your grandfather? You told me a story one-on-one.
My grandpa's doing fine.
And I'm not gonna mention the story. I just want to know how he's doing.
My grandpa's doing fine. But it's not to bring the mood down right before we end the episode. But you know what? No, I'm gonna tell you afterwards. I'm gonna tell you after we stop recording. So
I don't like the sound of that.
It's not great, but I don't want to end the episode off on a low note. So
I'll put it at the beginning.
No, don't do that.
I'll put it in the middle then.
Stop.
Okay.
So we're at an hour and 27 minutes. Is there anything else that you would like to discuss before we end?
In a year and some odd months, if I do get early release, which the way things have been going, I should qualify and I should be accepted.
Question. If you get off of probation, are you still going to be in the program?
For a little bit, yes.
Okay.
But only to figure out where to go from there. Because, you know, like, if I move out the day that I'm free, you know, like, I have nowhere to go. I'm not from Rupert area.
Yeah.
I just said where we're from, but for sure we've done that already.
I think we have, yeah.
So fuck it.
Okay.
I'm not from the Rupert area, so I wouldn't really have anywhere to go.
Yeah.
So it would take some time to figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
But I would pretty quickly get out of program, yes. But with that, back to my point I was trying to make. You and I, we are gonna get fucking trashed.
I will have a couple drinks with you, but I don't get drunk anymore. I can't.
Oh, health reasons, huh?
And because I don't. It is not something that I want to go back to. It's the lifestyle. It's
I understand now.
Going back to old habits.
I understand now.
I will have a couple drinks. I will get tipsy with you, but I can't get drunk.
That's better than nothing.
Okay.
I'm actually really happy with that.
Okay.
I'm just, hey, more for me.
Yeah.
Hey, I haven't drank in almost 4 years now.
Just don't get your stomach pumped first thing, okay?
I regret nothing. As they're wheeling me into the fucking hospital room, I regret nothing. I can totally see that being me.
Yeah.
But no, I want to have some drinks and record it and just see what happens.
Okay.
You know,
When
because
that does happen,
I do see that being very, very entertaining.
yeah. When that does happen, it'll have to be like on one of my days off, and then I only spend like 2 or 3 hours here, and then go home afterwards. Because you know, if you are not in the program, then I cannot hang out with you for free, basically, while I am getting paid. So, like,
You
I'll
confuse the shit out of me.
So once you get out of program, I will, if I am still working this job, which probably will, I will have to start going to other people's houses, working other people's houses, which leaves me less time to hang out with you. So I would have to choose a day when I have off, so I don't like hang out with you for a few hours before I go to work and come into work still tipsy.
Yeah, and it's gonna be difficult to figure all this out, but we've got at least a year.
Yeah.
To figure that out.
Yeah.
So there's no rush.
We have a year to get famous and start making money off of this shit, guys. Come on.
Let's go. Come on, ándale. Is that Spanish?
Ándale, yeah.
Did I pronounce it right? Or did I pronounce it white?
I mean, I guess you pronounced it pretty good.
Yay!
It just means hurry or quickly, because rapido means run or rush.
You will never see me be rapido then.
Okay.
Or you will never see me.
Hurry up. Ándale means hurry up. One of the two. I don't remember.
Either way, tell your friends. I've actually been hitting the promotion side of things very hard lately.
Okay.
What was that sigh about?
Don't worry about it. Is that all you want to talk about?
Well, I guess.
Okay. Thank you once again for joining us for another episode of the Taboo Tater Tots Club podcast. Tell a friend, tell a phone, tell a woman.
Be sure to check out the links below. We got a TikTok, we've got a Cash App, we got a Patreon, we got all good stuff. Be sure to check out Nick's nerd shit.
Lizards with the most podcast,
and
not podcast.
We will talk to you guys in the next one.
Where Bober curva. Por dólar.
Huh? I don't know what that means.
Bober curva por dólar.
I don't know what that means, so I'm